Hello, my name is Abby with Tuxedo Bird Creations. Thank you for joining me today and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to do the arcade stitch. Before we begin, if you like my tutorials, please subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified of new patterns and stitch tutorials on my website, feel free to subscribe to my newsletter at tuxedobirdcreations.com, where you can find links to all of my patterns, as well as my stitch library that is growing weekly with a new stitch added every Tuesday on Stitch Tutorial Tuesday. So this stitch is a form of a shell stitch. It's the same concept except it's a little thicker. So a normal shell stitch, you would have maybe the shell's a little bigger with the holes a little bigger, and it's not as sturdy in between the shells. This is a little bit more sturdier. It's a little thicker. So the holes are a little smaller, and it just makes for a really nice stitch, very even. This would be good for wallets, bags, anything that you could think of, really. So I would love to hear how you would use this stitch in the comments. If you would like to drop me a comment or view the stitch tutorial on my website, tuxedobirdcreations.com, where I've written out the tutorial as well. To begin, we will make a slip stitch, and then we are going to be chaining multiples of 6 plus 1. So for this tutorial, I will be doing 18 plus 1, which is 19. So go ahead and chain as many as you would like, multiples of 6 plus 1 at the end, and meet me back once you're done. So here we have 19 chains, and from here we're going to start in the second chain from the hook. So the loop on your hook does not count as a chain. So 1, 2, starting there, and we're going to single crochet into that second chain from the hook. All right, once you have that that single crochet, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into that next chain and the 2 chains after that as well. So 1 single crochet for a total of 3, 2, and 3. You're going to chain 3 again, skip 3, and single crochet into the next 3 single crochets, or I'm sorry, chains. And you can go ahead and do that for the length of your chain. Go ahead and pause the video and meet me back when you are towards the end. Okay, so we are towards the end. We have one more chain 3 to do. And you'll see that you'll be skipping those 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and you'll have 2 left. So you're just going to single crochet into those last 2 chains. So the thing about this stitch is you're always going to end how you began. So if you think back to the beginning of the chain, we had that 1 chain that was our turning chain, and then we single crocheted into that second from the hook. So those 2 counted as 2, and you have 3, 3, and now you're ending with 2. So that's the beginning of row 1. Row 2, you're going to chain 1, and you'll see that now you have these chain spaces here. So on this row, after you chain 1, you're going to jump right into making that first shell in the arcade stitch. So you're going to do 5 double crochets into this chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and now you see that you have come to the 3 single crochets that you did in between these chain spaces. So you're going to choose the middle one, the second one in, to just single crochet to bring that shell down. So you'll see there's 1 single crochet here, 2 and 3. We want the middle one, and that's the one that we're going to single crochet into. And that's going to bring that little shell down like that. So then you just continue doing that. So we'll double crochet 5 more times into this next chain space. And that's 5. And again, to bring that shell down like this one, we're going to single crochet in that middle stitch. So 1, 2, 3, we want the middle one here. We're going to single crochet right into there. And then just one more time, we'll do it 5 double crochets right into this last chain space. If you have more than I do, you can go ahead and pause the video and get to the end of your row. And then from here, you're just going to want to bring that last shell down. So you're just going to find a little space in this chain, this turning chain here, to put a single crochet. And that's going to bring that last shell down. And that is row 2. So row 3, you're going to chain 3. And we're kind of going to do the same thing as row 1 with the chain 3 and 3 single crochets. So you're starting with a chain 3. So you're going to use the middle 3 double crochet stitches in your shells as your 3 single crochets in this row. So you chain 3, and then you're going to do 2, 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets in that shell. You want 2, 3, and 4 to be where you put those single crochets. So we'll put 1 here in the second double crochet of the shell, in the third double crochet of the shell, and in the fourth double crochet of the shell. And then you chain 3, and you're going to skip over this little valley here and go into the next shell and do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want 2, 3, and 4. So this is the second double crochet of the shell, the third, and the fourth. And chain 3. And go ahead and do that for the rest of your row. You can go ahead and pause the video and meet me back at the end. Okay, so we're at the end of our row, and we're going to end it just a little bit differently. We're going to chain 2, and then we're going to put a single crochet into this turning chain right here. So I don't like to put it right in the chain because that creates a little bit of a hole, so I kind of like to nudge it in there. So I have at least 1 or 2 loops on my hook here, and that'll prevent a hole, but I don't like that one, so let's try going in this way. Okay, so that is row 3. So now we're going to do another row of shells. So we're going to chain 3, and this is going to count as a double crochet. And we're going to double crochet 2 more times in this chain space right here for a total of 3. So 1, 2, and that chain 3 counts as a double crochet. So from here, you would choose the middle of the 3 single crochets we did in the last one. So 1, 2, 3, here we are, and we choose the middle one. And that will bring that half shell down and make a nice edge here. And then we will use this chain space to do 5 double crochets for a full shell. And then again, you want to find that middle single crochet out of the 3. So 1, 2, 3, we want the middle one, which is the second one, to bring that shell down. And then we're going to do 5 more double crochets. You can go ahead and pause the video and continue this pattern until the end of the row. Okay, so we did our last full shell here, and you'll see we kind of have these 3 single crochets and then this chain space here. So we're going to do our last single crochet into this middle of the 3. And then in this chain space, remember how I started, or I said you end how you start? It's because on this row we did the chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and 2 double crochets in that first chain space here. We're going to end with 3 double crochets in this space. And that is row 4. For row 5, you chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to be single crocheting into the second single crochet right here. So we're not going to be using this first stitch, but the second stitch to single crochet. And then we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to use the second, third, and fourth double crochet of the shell to make those 3 single crochets that we want. So in the second, in the third, in the fourth, chain 3, and do the same thing on the next shell. So the second double crochet, the third, and the fourth, and chain 3, and you'll see we're at the end of this. So to end row 5, what you would do is single crochet into that last double crochet that you have there, and then so to end row 5, you would single crochet into this last double crochet you have here, and then you would also want to single crochet into this chain space to create that straight edge. So from here, you would repeat rows 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the length of your project. So you would be doing another row of the shells, and then another row of the single crochet 3 times, chain 3 times. And that is pretty much it. It creates this very nice shell looking pattern, but a little bit more sturdier, a little thicker here. So this could be used for a multitude of projects. Thank you for joining me today for this tutorial. And again, if you like my videos and want to stay updated, subscribe to my channel or subscribe to my newsletter at tuxedobearcreations.com. Happy crocheting!